Hi there, and welcome back to the East Kentucky Works podcast. I am Jennifer Breeze, one of your co-hosts on this workforce adventure.
Hey y'all, I'm Jason Kaiser, your other co-host for our EKCEP Workforce podcast.
So we're excited to be here, taking you on a journey through workforce development here in Eastern Kentucky. But before we dive into our big topic of the day, which is recovery and reentry, I wanted to know, Jason, what are you going to be doing with your time off? Like, what are your hobbies or interests? Because we're about to go into like I don't know, what do we have out? 10 days or something. So what are you going to do with your time?
Praise the Lord. So I have a 5-month-old, so my hobbies are really anything that he wants to do, but also it's basketball season. My husband's a basketball coach at Montgomery County, so we are in full basketball mode. I think we have actually like 5 days off between like games and practices. So we will be in a gym. Catch us at any gym.
Well, welcome to the show. For those of you listening, my cat Wheezy just jumped up on the top of my chair and said, "Hey guys, that's Wheezy."
That's so funny.
Sorry
But
about
yeah,
that.
we'll be in a basketball gym at home chilling. We're excited. It's his first Christmas, so we really don't have too many big plans. Just taking day by day, I guess.
Awesome. So for me, similar, I have young kids. So usually my free time is all about them and what they want to do and how we can make memories together as a family. But hobby-wise, I am very interested in photography and have dabbled in it over the years and tried to learn how to shoot in manual and really hone my skills in photography. And so I think that this break is going to be a great time to get back into that and practice more. My sister-in-law is getting married on New Year's Eve.
That'll be so fun.
Yes, and they asked me to do some of the pictures. So I'm going to get out the big cameras and the tripods and the gimbals and all the things and really slay all of that equipment and hopefully come up with some great shots for her wedding.
Absolutely. No pressure. You got it.
I know, no pressure at all. I mean, it's just a wedding, one day
Yeah.
for
It's just a wedding. No
the
big deal.
biggest day of her life, fine. But it'll be cool.
For
I
sure.
might. So let's talk about recovery and reentry. Are you okay?
I just got attacked by a fly. Sorry, that caught me so off guard.
Man. Is it like
Okay.
Friday the 13th? What is up? We got this.
I don't know what's going on. We should have just cut it. Okay, we're good.
We got this. So let's talk about recovery and reentry. EKCEP has had a very heavy focus on recovery and reentry services since 2019. We have a lot of grants that we have been able to develop over the years and a lot of great partnerships. And so what comes to mind? Like, what do you want to talk about first when it comes to recovery and reentry with EKCEP?
Yeah, so first we should probably talk about Jimmy and Ethan. Jimmy is our recovery and reentry director, and then Ethan is our recovery and reentry assistant director. They are kind of at the forefront of all of our recovery and reentry, just anything that we do in that. And they work with our JERSS a bunch. There are so many places and counties, and our JERSS are spread out throughout Kentucky to work with recovery and reentry folks.
So I'm gonna jump in because we say JERS all the time because we know what it means. But if you're not familiar with that term, a JERS stands for a Job Entry and Retention Support Specialist. So JERSS, JERS. And so the JERS are really like the people on the front lines they're going to recovery centers and working with people who are in recovery or in jail and trying to get back on their feet, trying to, start afresh. And it's such an important job. I get emotional sometimes just seeing like the stories that of the ways that they're helping people that are, you know, we believe in that your past does not define your future. You know, everybody deserves a second chance. And so to see these people that have maybe made mistakes or lived a hard life, had hard times, able to totally change things around and restart their lives with our help is super exciting.
Yeah, so one of the stories that comes to mind is Scott Castle, and we're talking about people that have kind of turned their life around. He got arrested, put in jail, and he met with Jimmy, and now he works at the Floyd County Drug Court. He has his kids back. He, has done a complete 360 if you ask him. He does great work at the Floyd County Drug Court, and it's just awesome to see what a difference our recovery and reentry services have provided him
Mm-hmm.
and how much his life has truly changed from our services and working with Jimmy. And it's just really cool.
Yeah, and you know, when you're in recovery, so to qualify for recovery services, like it's anybody who has had a substance use disorder, which I imagine that for most listeners, there's probably somebody in your life who has been impacted by this. It's just a common reality of our world today, and it doesn't mean that these people are not going to change or get better. Like if somebody has a substance use disorder, there's so much hope. And so people in recovery is one branch, and then also people that are re-entering. And when I was new to EKCEP, I didn't really understand what the whole re-entry thing, but my understanding of it now is that if you have been incarcerated, if you've been in jail or prison or had to serve time at all, when you re-enter the community, leaving jail and coming back into society, there's so many barriers that those people face.
Absolutely.
Um, they might not have proper ID. They don't have a driver's license. They don't have their social security card or birth certificates. And it's hard to like know what to do to get those things. And so our jurors can help them with those. Um, when in I don't remember if it was September, October, but I had the opportunity to go to Hardin County, where we have a grant called CSCR, which stands for Crisis Stabilization Community Reentry Grant. And so the CSCR grant is over in Hardin County, and it's for women, and so women in the prison there in Hardin County, and they're going through. We're helping them go through training. We're helping them get um, some education, get GEDs, get some of them are even getting peer support training certifications, which is awesome because they're able to use their experience to pay it forward and help the next person who is also maybe struggling with past substance use or being in trouble for different things. And so I got to go to the Hardin County Correction Facility, meet these women who were so kind and so grateful and working so hard to change their lives and so excited about the opportunity to be um, truly seen as valuable human beings and to um, make a difference in the world. So once these women leave jail, they don't have to go back into whatever was happening in their personal lives. We can help them by putting them in transitional housing where they're with other women who are of like minds that are wanting to stay sober, wanting to turn their lives around. And the women at this transitional house that I got to visit, they were so cool. They had decorated the home and made it very much a comfortable home environment. And they were also, working and helping to pay the bills and responsible for buying the groceries and putting, meals together and all of those things. And I remember one of the girls that was talking there, she said, this is the first time in my life I have ever done this adulting thing. Like I have never been responsible like this before, and it feels really good. And it's just so cool to see the impact that we're able to make in people's lives in this recovery and reentry program. So
Yeah, that video was super awesome. I love watching it.
yeah,
Speaking
we'll
of,
put that on YouTube and
yeah,
link that in the show notes. If you want to catch the CSCR video on YouTube, we'll have that available for you. It's really powerful to see the faces and the voices of the people that we're impacting.
yeah. So I am about to throw you guys some site program stats just to give you a little bit of info. But lately, our participants we've enrolled are 242, which is unbelievable. We have 65 participants that have obtained employment, 38 participants enrolled in training with 23 credentials received, which is absolutely insane. For the support services, we have 242 services provided. Some of those can be work clothes, driver's license, transportation, resumes, birth certificates, like you talked about. Also, the VR headset training, which is so cool. I got to use one of them when we were actually in one of the schools doing stuff with the youth. And it is crazy that they can do so much those VR headsets. I've never used one before. So it is awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a huge impact when you think about, 65 people just in recent months getting a job that might not have been able to do that without extra help, and 242 services provided. And so you like you mentioned work clothes. There's stories of gentlemen that were living in transitional housing that had to share a pair of work boots, and we were able to give everybody in the house their own pair of work boots. Um, when you don't have anything to wear, you don't have a car, you don't have a resume, you don't have a clue what you're good at or what you could do next with your life. Like those are huge barriers. And so when a JERSS can come alongside you and remove those barriers and help take care of those things so that you can focus on staying sober, focus on restarting your life, like that's super powerful.
Yeah, and those stats are just from our November overview. So imagine how many more people that we can help throughout
Mhm.
this new year, throughout December. It's crazy that we are seeing those numbers and the numbers that we'll continue to see hopefully skyrocket from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Man, oh, and I'm thinking there was one thing I forgot to say about the CSCR grant. Um, they have been getting certifications and education. So there's 24 certificates for financial literacy, sorry, that they have earned. Um, 25 of them have earned their GED. 10 of them have received adult peer support training and completed that certification. So we are making waves in this recovery and reentry departments. And like total shout out to Jimmy and Ethan and all the jurors and all of the participants who are willing to step up and ask for help and, do the work involved in overcoming all of those barriers.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's switch gears and talk about our EKCEP Quick Tip of the Week. This is where we share practical advice and help you on your career journey. And this week's tip is for transformational employers because um, it takes a really cool employer to be able to see the potential in somebody that might have some blemishes on their record or might have been through some hard times. But there are a ton of those transitional employers, or we call them, sometimes they're called second chance employers. There's a ton out there, and there's probably some listening right now that might be considering it. And so if you are considering it, what you need to know is that if you look past the stigma and the myths, people in recovery are actually excellent employees. They tend to have a lower turnover rate. They create their own intrinsic reasons for having job satisfaction. They have equal or lower healthcare costs, absenteeism, job turnover compared to employees without an SUD. That's SUD means substance use disorder. So when employers help employees complete treatment, they're definitely going to be much more likely to see a high return on that investment. So, if somebody within your organization is struggling, like reach out to help. You can even come call us or connect with one of your local JERS, because there's ways that we can help.
Yeah, perfect. So now it's time for our segment, Local Labor Market Limelight, where we shine a spotlight on the hottest industries and job opportunities, partnerships, right here in Eastern Kentucky. So a few of our transitional employers or second chance employers are Frontier Behavioral Health, Billy Ray's Restaurant, Walmart, UPS, KCTC, Advent Health, St. Clair Medical, UK Healthcare, Georgia Pacific, and we have so many more that we can put in the show notes as well. We have a whole list. Those are just to touch on a few, but it's so awesome that people coming out of recovery, rehab, jail, they want to work, they want to change their lives around, and it's awesome that we or those employers can help them and really do that for them.
Yeah, we love it. We're so proud of everybody. So that's all we have for you today. And again, if you're looking for help, if you either are in recovery or are thinking about becoming a transitional employer, please reach out, ekcep.org. And that's all we have for you today. Have a great day, Eastern Kentucky.
Let's get to work.